Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running and nonsense. And you get to dive into some of our personal stuff. And then we interview somebody really cool. And this week, we're interviewing. I mean, I kind of
She's an okay person.
I'll still review her. No, we are interviewing Kathy Dirks, who we actually met at Boston after she just ran an incredible race. We may or may not have been intoxicated when we ran into each other, both her and us.
Everyone was having beverages.
You should have just recorded the podcast right then.
Ooh, I know.
I know. It would have been amazing. Did I tell you what happened at that restaurant that I was talking to a Mexican national? And,
oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
You can say it again.
Yeah, he picked up the tab.
All of our drinks and all of our dinner.
And then
the whole table.
That's sick.
Because I was intoxicated, I wasn't like thinking straight.
Uh-huh.
And so I gave $100 tip to our server. So not only did he get our check and pay for our dinner, and the server added, because he said put on whatever is a customary tip, so I'm sure he gave himself at least 20%. Yeah. And then he got an extra $100 from us.
Oh, that server is loving life.
Yeah, a couple martinis didn't have me thinking straight, but I mean that's good karma, right?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's the good side of drinking too much. You start having conversations with strangers, and they pick up your bar tab.
Yeah.
Or tire tab.
The guy was interesting. His son was there. He didn't understand his son collecting sneakers, so I talked to him about
So now his son loves you too.
Yeah, because I was like, "Well, what do you collect?" And he goes, "Well, watches, but those have value." And I go,
I mean, do they? Everything has value. If somebody
wants it,
nothing has value, but everything has value.
Exactly. So
like this podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Kathy Dirks. Amazing. You'll get to hear all of that at the end of this podcast. But first, let's talk about stuff to kill time until you get to listen to it.
Burn up these minutes.
Listen to her. I mean, a couple things are going on. I know Robbie has a story for us. We just finished the Frederick Half Marathon, Meg and myself, and Brandon. Brandon smoking fast.
I forget that you even run races now because it's the same SHIT, different day.
Right? Is it like deja vu?
I was trying to keep the EE tag off this episode.
Oh, please.
Well, there it is.
That lasted.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about another win from Meg.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was a terrible tee up.
I
don't want that.
I want to talk about
so I mean, why don't you talk about when we walked to Packet Pick'em, they're like, Megan, I'll be the people, everybody who we ran into. So you going to win tomorrow?
You going to do this?
Yeah, everyone was like, so you're going to go win? And I'm like, no. Like, that was never, well.
Now you have expectations placed upon your shoulders.
Yeah. And, I was 2 weeks out of Boston. I'm still very competitive. Like, I don't know how to remove the competitiveness. And I realized it wasn't, like, smart to go out and run really hard 2 weeks after Boston. But there was women on the field who were right around my PR pace, and I couldn't help but go out with the woman who was in the lead and hang on her shoulder for as long as I could, and then
overtake her with force.
Pass her about halfway, and I just kept going.
Meanwhile, not racing Boston the week before, Meg gives me the advice that I pretty much stuck to.
Did anyone ask you if you were going to win the race?
Yeah, everybody. They did not that race.
Yeah.
No, it was kind of interesting because I wasn't even racing this one. Like when Meg and I were talking about it, she just wanted me to enjoy the experience, and I get a little anxiety before races and stuff like that. So she's like, I just want you to be calm. You're gonna go out slow.
Yeah, no pressure.
Don't even look at your watch. So I did all that stuff. Meanwhile, Megan's out there hunting people down, and
I have to tell you, it's the most fun I've had in a really long time.
Wow.
Like, I love racing. Like, competing against someone while running really hard is the most fun thing I've ever done in my life.
Meanwhile, I'm like, someone passed me, I'm like, enjoy the rest of your run.
Oh man.
But yeah,
I paid for it though. Like, I was more sore after this half than I have been through all of my training in the past months. So it's finally caught up.
Wait, so what was your finishing time?
Okay, so here's the craziest thing.
This is crazy. You remember the BNA half?
So the BNA half that I ran a couple weeks before Boston,
Yeah.
That was a PR for me, and it was the official time was a 1:21:09.
But it was long.
But the course was long.
Right.
So, whatever that really
would
was.
have been underneath that.
I ran a 1:21:09 at Frederick.
Ridiculous.
Isn't
the
that
exact
insane?
same time to the second.
You need to start doing milliseconds to see if you PR'd.
Yeah, you did. There should be a laser.
Someone asked if I PR'd, and I was like, I don't know.
I mean,
You're like, yes and
Maybe.
no.
I tied.
a couple other things that were cool at the event was because we work with the event, they put the Believe in the Run logo on the chute.
That was cool.
So that was like my whole motivation to finish was just to go see that. And then Brandon actually ran an incredibly well executed run. Mm-hmm. It's just there's so many fast dudes there.
He took 6th place overall.
6th place, but with a 5-something minute.
Yeah, 5:40.
5:40 pace.
That is ridiculous.
He was like only a few seconds off of his PR. And Frederick is not like a flat, fast course. It's hilly, and I mean, we did have really great weather.
I have to say, this is the second time I've run it. And I don't know why, but I kind of, even though it's not my style of course with the hills, I kind of like it. Like, I think
as long as it's not monster hills, I think hills are kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you call it Monster Hill. There's one hill at mile 11 that is just a grind.
Okay. Yeah. And especially in a half marathon. I mean, it's a marathon kind of different, but if there's like rolling hills, kind of up and downs for a half or 10 miler, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Can be.
But it's also, I think it's pretty. It's like pastoral out there. It's like, you run through the town, you get to see like kind of old timey Frederick, and then you go through some neighborhoods, and then you're out in like some fields. Like you go through Mount Hood. Is it Hood College? What is the college you ran through?
Maybe.
Like Hood College. You probably know stuff.
Maybe.
But
I'm not a college expert on Western Maryland colleges. I do know Frostburg. That's a college.
That is a college.
Anyways, so yeah. Congratulations on the win, on the dub.
And why weren't you there, Robbie?
I was in Florida.
Yeah.
With my people.
Well, how many miles did you run while you're in Florida?
How many mojitos did I drink, or how many miles did I run? I can answer one of those questions. Because I guarantee you the one is more than the other, and it's not the miles.
Mojitos, that was your drink of choice?
That's for a while until I got tired of them.
Yeah, give us a rundown.
You can only do so many mojitos.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar. So I went to Florida for what was a vacation with some of my wife's friends, and I got there and hung out with one of my friends from high school, did some fishing in the Everglades, did some beach stuff at Fort. Oh, by the way, Megs, I had to bring this up. I kind of texted you about it, but when we were on a beach in Fort Lauderdale, there's this rock jetty there, and so we just had some like scuba masks that we just threw on just to see like what was in the water. And the visibility isn't great, so you're like trying to see some tropical fish, and I like pull myself in between these like rocks, and I'm like basically face to face with a nurse shark.
They're harmless though, right?
Yeah, I think
just scared.
I think they're like chill, but it was not face to face. It was like 2 feet away, but I guess that's face to face.
That's pretty close.
I mean,
that's too close for me.
If it was a shark that can snap at you or bite you, they can cover 2 feet pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's still weird. There was like probably a 4-foot shark, and it was just like laying on the sand, like next to rocks. It was almost like camouflage. I was like, whoa.
Did you freak out? Were you like, whoa?
No, I didn't. But when it's dead eyes look into your eyes, it's a little disconcerting.
Did you feel like your soul was scanned?
Yeah.
Do you know that if you do have to defend yourself, that's what you go for, the eyes?
Oh, didn't. See, this is why I need
yours
to talk to you about sharks.
The shark's
sharks.
eyeballs. You stab him in the eyes.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same with
humans.
humans.
Get him to go away.
I thought you were supposed to punch him in the gills.
And the I thought it was
Eyeballs.
the nose.
I like the nose too.
So it's basically the same thing you would do to humans.
The nose, no. Your fist is going to get way too close to those jaws.
Yeah,
that's
you'll end
a
up punching a
mistake.
tooth. Your hand will start bleeding, and it'll be like, oh,
It's
that's
the eyes,
delicious.
guys.
Okay.
The eyes.
And kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very hard to tell
To
the
kick underwater.
orientation of the gender of a shark.
Yeah, and you can't kick underwater, so that's the other problem. Or karate chop, really.
You can't. It's just slow motion.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was really cool, but I thought of you. I was like, man, and it was only like in 2 feet of water, 20 feet offshore. I'm like, this is where people.
You kind of have to explain why you thought of Megan, because people may not have
listened
to the last podcast.
Well, yeah, if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, apparently Meg's like this world's leader of shark expertise.
She's got a degree from Discovery Channel.
Yes. Yeah. Shark Week is a national holiday for your family.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyways, that was cool. And then we went to a Club Med, which like I never been to one. And
is it actually a Club Med?
It just made me think of like the 80s.
I haven't heard Club Med since like the 90s. Like
I didn't even know it still existed.
Yeah, so there's still Club Med.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was still in the 80s.
Okay.
And I don't think there were any upgrades since then. But it was kind of nice because you just kind of like chill and drink and have a good time with friends and stuff.
Yeah, like, I think there's something for, all times. Like you drink a mojito, it's delicious.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be stuck drinking mojitos the entire time, so then you get a beer.
Yeah, a margarita.
It's the same thing with vacations. It's fun.
Oh, margarita. Mojito, then margarita, that's the wrong direction.
Dude, I was sugared up for I had like a sugar rush going on for a few hours at one point. I was like, I need to chill.
But just like drinks, sometimes it's nice to go on an adventure vacation. Sometimes it's nice to just go someplace to chill and let somebody else worry about everything.
That was the nice thing, because usually I do vacations where just like plan a ton of stuff. Like a lot of planning goes into it.
Yeah.
And it was nice being like, oh, just hang out.
Wake up. Yeah. What am I going to do today?
Yeah.
Chances are drink.
Oh, yeah.
Mojitos.
All that to say, I only went for a 3-mile run. And by the way, on that 3-mile run, a bunch of dead snakes along the road. So, and look at my legs.
What is that?
I got stung by a bee in the middle of the run.
Oh, no.
And it's still, you can see it, Meg.
There's all that sugar in your blood.
It's still like swollen and red. Was 4 days later.
Oh.
So maybe it was a
real
African, what do they call those? The
Wu-Tang killer bees?
The African angry bees, whatever. I don't know.
If Robbie doesn't show up to work, we know what happened.
Maybe the stinger's still in there. It's a little souvenir from Florida. Yeah. But yeah, so that was unenjoyable in the middle of a run. I'm just like, I guess I got to keep running, pump that venom through my veins.
You probably got more venom by having your adrenaline and blood flow.
Yeah. But I feel like there is one other thing.
I have to say, between getting bit by a shark or stung by the bee, though, I'd go with the bee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's just like, if you're in Florida. Oh, so then we were like fishing in Florida, and there was just alligators everywhere in this like little pond.
Oh, I saw your story.
Yeah, they're just.
You guys were very close to that.
Trying
alligator.
to capture our fish and stuff, like being greedy.
Do you know how fast those guys can move?
Yeah, pretty fast. Yeah.
They don't seem scary to me.
I think that's their trick.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm just floating here.
Yep.
Like, you put me in a shark pool or an alligator pool, I'm going to the alligator pool.
Really?
No. Here, I'm going to tell you why you don't want to do that. Because they roll you and then
they
tuck you under
you.
a log, and they let your body like decompose under a log, so that the meat's easier to tear off.
Whereas the shark just like
shark, it's over.
They decompose your body?
Yeah, they'll tuck you under a log, and like
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. They roll you. So you're disoriented,
I knew that
you drown,
part.
and then they wedge your body under something.
Yeah, but I heard you can run zigzag, and they can't get you.
I'm talking in the water, though.
But if you're on land.
Yeah, they don't tuck you under a dry log.
Well, that's why. So we were at this resort.
Wet log.
We were at this resort, and there was like, it was on a bay, and the water was brackish, and there were signs like everywhere. And I'm like, I don't think there should be kids hanging out in the water. Because remember that
Disney World has alligators.
Oh,
That's what I was just going to say.
Like, it was snatched a couple of years ago. I was like, I'm probably not going to go swimming in here, but I don't know. It's probably rare, but could happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had like kind of an extra day, went to Miami, South Beach. That was really awesome. Have you ever been to South Beach?
Mm-mm.
No. It was like New York City on a beach. The cultural diversity and people and just active
arts
and it was really cool.
What about doing the Miami Marathon that's in January?
That would be pretty awesome. I might have to look into that.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have one more story. So I had only run like a couple of times in the last week, and so I was a little nervous I wasn't gonna have a trash story for today.
But you redeemed yourself.
But the gods looked upon me this morning.
The trash gods.
So I was running this morning, and it was up in Highlandtown near our house, and I looked down the sidewalk as I'm running, and there's like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and I was like, I just thought
You figure
I figured somebody like stole someone's wallet or robbed their card.
Oh, I just figured they used it all and just sort of. Blep.
See, glass half full guy over here. I'm thinking someone's stuff was stolen and the people just like threw out the gift cards because they wanted their credit cards. So I was like,
it definitely wasn't Jared who robbed him.
I'll just inspect this situation. So I picked it up. Code wasn't scratched off on the back, and I'm thinking, well, nobody's just like taking them from the store and just throwing them. So I get home because I was coming back from dropping my kids off, so I had the stroller and I was going to continue my run, but I was like, before I continue my run, I have to know. So I did the thing, called in with the code and everything. $5 on that card. Fresh Dunkin' Donuts gift card.
So did you get some Dunkin' Donuts?
Not yet, but I'm probably going to this
Treat
week.
yourself.
Yeah. I think that's amazing.
That's a stocking stuffer right there. I might put that in my Mother's Day.
Re-gift that.
I'll put it on my Mother's Day card. Here you go, Mom.
Enjoy the donkeys. That's funny.
So anyways, there's your trash story for the week.
Very delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the idea of how many times I'd have to wash my hands after I picked up that card. I don't know.
You would have never picked up
$5 would have been worth it for me.
I mean, yeah. I guess it's one step away from picking up lottery tickets.
Yeah.
But I think if people are throwing lottery tickets out, then it's like
no, they're done with them.
They've looked at them.
They lost.
But I could see your curiosity getting the best of
Well, here's the thing. Some of the lottery tickets are
losers, but you get a couple bucks.
Well, because some of the games, unless they scan it at the register, like some of the games have interesting rules. Like there's a bingo game, but it's not only do you win with like lines, 4 corners is a win. And I don't think a lot of people know that.
I don't know how you know that.
Well, if I ever do play the lottery, which is like once a year, I always get the bingo card. And one time that actually happened where when I waited at tables, somebody like left their scratch offs on there, and so I just like checked it, and it was that exact situation where they have 4 corners and they just like thought they lost.
So what'd you win?
It was like $25.
All right, nice
Pretty
tip.
Good. Yeah.
But yeah,
a little extra tip. wasn't the tip that we gave in Boston? But it was a tip.
Yeah. Anyways, so enough of that. But back to running stuff, since that was a whirlwind of.
I think that pretty much covers the running stuff. Like,
what about is there any BQ talk?
Yeah, we did get a lot of suggestions.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know if we picked anything yet, and I'm kind of relying on Megan.
So
for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you should pick your own race though, instead of having her pick it. Do it like one of those spinny boards.
Yeah.
The real trouble is we have so many fall races we want to do and are potentially already doing.
Well, we're already doing London and we're doing New York, so it's a matter of how do we fit in this one, and then like weekends. Do we go, on a free weekend? Do we go on do I go solo?
So here's my thing. I'm definitely doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Kaczarski, or one of our trail
Definitely
guys.
doing one within the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt Kaczarski, our trail reviewer, is also, I found out, had the exact same plan.
Okay.
But
and
you want to know something weird? Trivia question about him.
What?
He's run
about our trail reviewer?
triathlons and
He's run 100K.
ultras.
He's never run a marathon?
Yeah.
Whoa. That just blew my mind.
Yeah. So he's has the exact same time goal as me.
Oh, so you're going to run together?
Yeah.
Like best friends holding hands?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I think we're going to do like the
Matching outfits?
three-legged race thing.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, that helps. That helps a ton. Like when I used to run with my buddy Stein.
I thought you meant doing three-legged races. I'm like,
that probably not so much. But when I used to run with my buddy Stein, I loved training with him. And running the marathon was so much more fun because that's what I was actually thinking. I forgot I was thinking about that during the half this weekend. I was like, I miss having that training partner that I can run with. The last person I ran like kind of a marathon with was Jarrett. And I just love that's such a fun way to do it.
Yeah, it really is. And I did a lot of my hat training, my 50K training with Matt, so that was nice.
Well, and I think it's like, especially when you're talking about the marathon distance, like you're not going to feel great the whole time. But if you have that person who can carry you during the dark miles and then you can carry them during their dark miles, it's like so beneficial.
Well, especially because a lot of those last chance BQ races are really small races or like just in the middle of nowhere type thing.
Yeah.
So I think, and then that's one of the problems too. Like we have a spreadsheet. We have like 5 races that seem doable right now.
Yeah.
But I think to me, Erie is looking like the most appealing one. Mm-hmm. I will say there's one in West Virginia that's a 10 p.m. start. That is very interesting to me because it would be in August, at the end of August, but it would be like in the mountains at night, so the temperatures could be nice.
Is that just for the temperatures? That's the 10 p.m. start?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like their thing. It's the Canaan Valley races. You know, it's one of theirs. Yep. So it's like
I like that guy who puts on those races.
Yeah, they do a good job.
The problem that I have, like when you mentioned this one, like West Virginia would be cool because if you're trying to ever do 50 states.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you got to figure out one in West Virginia.
True,
but I love morning starts because I'm like my stomach's empty. You know,
I get that. Fuel. That's the thing. It could either go really horribly or kind of
Plus, my clock is already like at 9:30. I'm shutting down.
So that's not the race for you.
So that's the thing is that I've done night training before and done night races, and I'm kind of appealing to me because but I still don't know if that would go well.
I think I could be talked into Erie.
So no set BQ marathon, but definitely doing a BQ marathon.
No set.
You haven't picked it yet,
right?
But you definitely.
But we have to really do it in the next week or so because I feel like
training
could start getting sold out.
Oh, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And training. No, I'm definitely training for September. It seems that every race is like September 10th weekend or maybe some of the
It's usually that's the last. It's the second weekend.
What's crazy is though it's really hard to find. Like I searched pretty much every state in the Northeast, and like I don't think there's any in New York. There's one near Syracuse, which I thought looked like a great option, but it had really bad elevation.
Yeah,
there's one here.
It's in the Adirondacks,
the C&O Canal, right?
Yeah, there's one here in DC.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
That one might be the one for me.
Which is like super. I mean, easy, obviously logistics wise.
I forgot about that.
And the NCR, I loved.
I've
had 2 really good races on those, so like you can, flat trail races.
I need to look that one up. Okay. Anyways, so that's exciting. I mean, I feel good. It feels exciting to have like a goal ahead of me.
I like it.
To roll my ankle halfway through and and completely.
All we have to do to get you to run the 26.2 is put certain pieces of trash on the ground, like maybe an old Walkman from the 80s at mile 1, then maybe like a backpack that's open.
You have to put a blank cassette in that Walkman with like random recordings on it.
You'll have the Walkman, then the cassette will be at mile 2.
Yes.
The headphones will be at mile 3.
Batteries.
Yeah. and a backpack that's half open with some interesting stuff coming out will be at mile 5. You know,
I mean,
Robbie's
it would keep me interested for sure.
And we'll be like, you have 5 minutes to get there. Otherwise, we pick it up and throw it away.
Oh, well, that's an interesting angle. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah, it'd be like you're going to miss out.
Well, there's a race in Texas called the Rocky Raccoon. We can make one called the Robbie Raccoon.
I've always wanted to run the Rocky Raccoon.
Really? I heard it's a good race.
Yeah, I heard it's if you want to do a 100-miler, it's a very good first-timer 100-miler.
Cool. Did you look something up, Meg?
I was trying to find the more info about the C&O, but
you also get a belt buckle if you want a belt buckle. I don't know how your pants are holding up, but
the belt buckles. People have a lot of those. Imagine wearing them.
I can, but I don't think I have one belt buckle from. I think one of the North Face like 50 milers gave a belt buckle.
Yeah,
but it looks so like
like when I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do it, I want like that one that's a hubcap size with the gold and the shiny metal and like the whole.
You need to get a 10-gallon hat though and some cowboy boots if you really want to do it right.
I don't know that's a look I can pull off, but I'll try it.
I think you could pull it off. Honestly, I think you could do cowboy boots and pull it off.
Oh, I'd like to try.
Yeah,
I'd like.
You got some skinny legs and a lanky ass.
I just gotta get some Wranglers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an ass.
Yeah,
ask Megan. I don't think I do.
Chaps. Weird.
Hey, we got a couple shoes here.
Oh yeah.
I like how you actually brought that one back to something relative.
Okay.
That's first time for everything.
Yep.
We've got a couple shoes here. I am excited because I've thought that this was never going to happen.
Oh, what, Allbirds?
Well,
Sorry, blew the...
Yeah, you kind of got it. But Robbie's been testing Allbirds since they came out with a run shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And up until now, what has been your general feedback?
Well, the general feedback has been that it's an Allbirds shoe just with a slightly different midsole, and that they weren't really running shoes. Like, if you had to run 3 miles, you could do it. But I would never put any of their previous running shoes as an actual running shoes.
And you liked wearing them around, but they weren't.
Yeah,
they weren't going to be something.
I think one of the main things is that they had that wide platform, so the upper was always just so sloppy. Like while running, like your foot was everywhere in that shoe, like the Tree Dasher.
Yeah. So that was the Tree Dasher. What's the name of this shoe?
It's called the Flyer, right?
Sure is the Flyer.
Allbirds the Flyer.
It looked, for those who aren't watching the YouTube version, it looks like a Tesla Cybertruck that was made into a shoe. Lots of angles,
or like one of those those new destroyers that don't show up on radar.
Oh yeah, what are those called?
Destroy, like
we can't tell because it's confidential.
Secret ships.
Yeah,
that should be the name of your next band.
Secret ships. So what's different is that it is like a more narrow shoe. They've done away with those like Cheerio eyelets.
That's my favorite thing, is that those are gone.
Yeah, because you can actually get like a good lockdown now. Laces are probably the worst laces I've ever tried on a shoe. They came untied every run. So
Megan also complained about the laces.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
They're not good.
So that's
Does it come in different colors, or is it pretty much this?
It's going to.
They always have like a crazy selection of colors of their shoes.
Because I have to say, this one, the midsole shape is the most defining characteristic of.
Yeah,
the shoe.
I mean, it's that angular thing that like kind of Asics has done with the Nova Blast. Who else has done the hard?
I think that we're gonna start seeing this in the Alpha Fly 2.
Okay,
I think that the new Pegasus has a little bit more angular.
An extended heel thing that everybody's doing.
It's going to come in a luxe beige, a buoyant yellow, and
beige.
this natural black.
Nothing says let's go for a fast run like beige.
Yeah.
I mean, this does, to me, it does feel like you have a slab of foam under your foot. Like, it's not like this amazing performance enhancing shoe, but it's fine.
Lots of shoes that we review are just foam midsole, outsole. So because I was even surprised you came back and you like this shoe, and you're probably more particular than even Robbie and myself.
Yeah. Well, I think also my expectations were real far at the bottom for this guy. And so I was just excited. I mean, the upper is like really comfortable. Like, one of the first things I noticed was the step-in feel of the shoe is amazing. This upper is like stretchy, super like accommodating of my wide foot.
One of the better knit uppers, I think, that we've tried.
And
the foam is not that bad. It's like pretty responsive and bouncy. I mean, I'm not going to take this out for a 15-mile run, but
what about the outsole?
6K. It's crazy, like traction.
Like a trail outsole.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the lugs on that.
Yeah, that's that's interesting though, because one of the things that in sustainability is they're using more natural rubbers. Mm-hmm. Does that come through, or does that feel?
So I will say I thought it was pretty grippy. I was in the video review. I was telling Meg I was like chasing my kids around one of those staircases that's like a switchback. I don't know. You know the staircase up by our house that at the AOL building?
Oh yeah. The one that has a little like nubbies on it.
Yeah. No, not that one. Not the death one.
That one hurt.
That one's horrible.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's a cement.
It goes back and forth, zigzag. And so
I saw your wife over there one day with them.
Yeah, they think it's a playground. I'm like, yeah, they call it the maze. I'm like, that's just a handicap ramp.
It's a maze. It's great.
And so
it's amazing.
So I was chasing them, doing a full 180 turns in the shoe. I was like surprised at how grippy and like nice. You could really corner in it. So yeah, overall.
Who would really you recommend this shoe for? Like, what it's like? Meg said she wouldn't do 10 miles in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's your
15 is what I said.
Oh,
I might do. No, I'd probably stick to 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, they said it's a 10K shoe,
yeah.
So like 10K distance, so they know what they're doing with it.
This is for that person that maybe wants 3 miles a run, maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah, or like, but even like, so one of our friends we went on vacation with, she was like, I run 5 miles, a day. She's like, has no idea about shoes or anything. She's like, yeah, I run 5 miles, like, 5 days a week. And so it's like, that person would love this shoe. She works as a doctor. She could wear this, to work, to run in.
You can't wear this to work. You know that knit upper gets blood on it. You'll never get it out.
I don't think she's I think she's just like
in the ER.
like a family doctor. Actually, I don't know. Anyways,
so it's gonna be released May 17th for $160.
We gotta start talking about blood spatter on shoes now.
Well, I do think about that because all those nurses are wearing Hokas and stuff.
Yeah,
and we got exciting news, guys. By the way, next week we will be in San Francisco. It might be with a brand.
We can say the brands because we're teasing the brands.
All right, it's going to be out there to check out a new product from Salomon and CLA. They're doing a joint project. But in the meantime, one of the shoes that we loved last year for the trail was the Ultra Glide from Salomon.
Yeah, that one was good.
And this is the road version of the Ultra Glide, which gets kind of confusing because it says on the midsole Ultra Ride. So you're like, oh, that must be the name. But you're like, no, on this side, Glide Max.
So Ultra Ride is the midsole foam?
Ultra Ride is the midsole foam, but that's not exactly true either. It's what do they call this foam, Robbie? I just put it in my review. I forget the name of it already. They have a special name for this foam, but it's not Ultra Ride. So Ultra Ride is kind of like the
Energy Surge.
Yeah, Energy Surge foam, which is an olefin-based foam. You know all about
fancy.
that. Yeah. But it's Ultra Ride, I think, is this section of Salomon type shoes. You know how they have technical racers and this. These are the.
So is this their max cushion shoe?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is interesting. It definitely had originally when I first stepped into it, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Nimbus 24. As I ran more into it, it started to remind me more of like a Hoka Rincon. The Rincon 3 to be exact.
Really?
Yeah. It's definitely got cushion. It's one of those shoes. Normally I say you can't feel drop. This one you can feel the drop in. And
what's the drop?
10 millimeters. And what it happens is it's got a flexible toe, but you start to feel some ground feel under the ball of your feet.
Okay.
So that was kind of a little bit disappointing after a while, but overall I really like the shoe.
A lot of rubber. It looks like that'll last for a while.
Yeah, tons of rubber.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the look of the shoe.
Yeah.
I think it looks amazing. And I've seen some people be like, that's the ugliest shoe ever. I'm like,
I
you have
dig it.
no style.
Yeah. Losers.
I like it. I like the orange and white version. And at first I was like disappointed that I got this over the orange and white version, but I've actually grown to like this more than the orange and white version.
That's like my favorite one.
Yeah. It's for those of you listening, it's kind of got like a cloudy gray off-white upper with black taping on it. Pretty simple. The lacing was something that I wasn't like in love with the way it works.
What's going on with brands and laces?
I don't know.
Messing up.
These ones, like they get real thin as you're going, so you can feel the pressure. It's got a very puffy tongue, not gusseted. It's a pretty simple upper.
Looks like it'd be a nice just walking shoe type.
Yeah, I love it for just walking. For running, I think it's one of those good daily trainers. Like I did one run. I think I was with Meg, so I had to pick up the pace a little bit. So I was running at a faster pace in it. It can handle it. It's in the daily trainer catalog category. So Glide Max.
I think it's $150.
That's reasonable.
And I believe it comes out in July or August. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I believe I think it's July or August, so it'll be here soon.
Yeah. So this guy has us excited. So far this year, I did the Phantasm CF, which was their plated foam shoe.
Yeah.
Which is their race day or long distance trainer. I enjoyed that one.
Pretty good.
I enjoyed this one. So they're coming around to the road, and I think that it'll be nice to have another brand in the road section that you can kind of switch it up with.
Oh, so there's in Washington State, this woman was hiking or whatever, and there's one of those privies. It's like it's just like a natural outhouse. It's not like the chemical ones or whatever. And so she dropped her phone, like probably while
taking a selfie.
We all know how you drop your phone in the toilet, and I guess it like landed on the top of the stuff because it's like those outhouses are more like it's not as like liquidy, I think, and
they're solid waste. I think they call it, Robbie.
Yeah, but it's like you can still get down in there, and so I guess it landed on top, but it was like 8 feet down, like. It was a lot bigger hole than just a normal outhouse.
Does she just not have depth perception? And she's like,
no, so she was trying to like basically spelunk down into it with a dog leash. And like,
stop.
No, for real. Like she tied her dog leash to something. Where was the dog? And first she was trying to like use things to like hook it and not happening. So then she tried to tie on the leash and like spelunk down into it. Well, imagine getting an iPhone X or what version are we on?
12.
And then you just dropped $1,200 on
Dude,
the phone.
I would throw $3,000 down there and never go back for it if that was the choice.
Yeah.
Like if my wallet had $3,000 in it and fell into one of those things, I'd be like, that's a shame. That's an expensive toilet break I just took.
Yeah. And so she, obviously the leash broke or whatever, like came unattached and she fell right into it.
How long did it take till someone found her?
I think it was a while because so the phone obviously still worked. Oh no, the phone worked and she called local rescue crew and they were like,
hey, I'm in an outhouse.
They thought it was like a joke because they were like, obviously this has never happened before. Yeah. And
luckily she didn't light a match to see down there.
So seriously. That's what they're saying. They're like, with those outhouses, basically just you'll probably be fine, but just don't touch your mouth
or your eyes or your nose.
Go pink eye for life there.
No, she's got to go bathe and bleach after that one.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. They came down and like deloused her essentially, and then offered her a hazmat suit to wear, which she declined.
Really? I would have made her wear the hazmat.
I would have taken that home as a souvenir from.
Well, not just that.
Worried about anything.
You know why they wanted her to wear a hazmat? Not to keep stuff out from her.
Oh,
to keep that smell inside.
But
So does her phone work?
I guess so. They didn't. Obviously, she didn't want to give her name or like.
Probably why she went down there. She was probably using Strava for the hike, and she wanted to stop the hike so that she didn't lose her FKT.
Yeah, dude.
She lost that FKT.
Anyways, so I gotta say, I don't think I'm doing that.
That's good to know.
But you never know until you're in that situation.
You know what I would do? I'd be like, if I dropped my phone in there, I would be like, I'd come out of the bathroom. Hey, Robbie, you won't believe it. There's an iPhone sitting right on top of this shit. Robbie goes, no way. And he go, look, and he'd go down there and get it. I'd be like, thanks, brother.
And it's unlocked. Yeah. It's jailbroken. Anyone could use it.
I can't stop envisioning this woman like putting a dog leash around her and trying to like
oh right,
belay down there.
This situation
like a psychopath.
Just the idea of like, I'm gonna go full
just putting
Shawshank Redemption to get this phone.
Well, even if you were rappelling down, the fact that you're inserting your body into that hole is horrible.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what she was going for.
Yeah. I don't know. Right. That's some scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Quite literally. But anyways, so that's it for this week, I think. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it.
But next week, are we going to be doing live podcast while we're out in San Francisco?
Not live, but we will be recording podcasts. Okay. I can't say with who yet.
We cannot.
No.
We cannot.
But it's going to be great. Get excited.
Yeah. And we hope to see some of you from San Francisco, if you're in the area, out to join us. We'll give more information.
Yeah, we'll give you the sweet deets next week.
All right, it's time for some Kathy Dirks.
Yeah, enjoy.